My name is Chawenji. My metric number is 171240179. So now I will start my presentation. So for the introduction, France is a highly developed country and the largest economic among in the world. It is a nation full of history. France is the biggest country in Western Europe with the surface area of 550,000 km square. It is a leader among European countries and located on the border of Europe with 6 neighboring nations. These nations are Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Italy, and Spain. There are two benefits of the position. The first is to communications network. It is a crossroad in European Union. It is connected with the industrial and urban areas from plain to the plains from the Pearl River. The economy is a free market and highly developed in France. Lots of large companies such as Air France, France Telecom, Renault, and others are privatized partially or fully by government. The economy key sectors are chemical and engineering industry, automotive branches, banking, insurance, retail, and petroleum industry. The economy recession takes place when pandemic hits the nation recently. Some residents, namely in Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia, use French as a main international language in business. France can be classified into 3 limited regions. These are oceanic region, northeastern, and interior areas southern France. Oceanic region has very little climate change between summer and winter. It has raining all year around. For the northeastern and interior areas such as Paris surrounding with 4 seasons. There is a Mediterranean climate in southern France, warm, dry summer and moderate, and also winter. French is an official language more than 25 countries. These countries are Corsica, Canada, Belgium, Switzerland, Italy, and United States. France ports are important in exporting and importing of the country. Export and import add an important role in development of economic. Currently, there are 88 ports in France, 19 large ports and 69 small ports. The government will ensure the safe and efficiency transportation from and to the port. They will also build good relations with more than 20 trading partners. Larger ports would ease the worst of exporting and importing activities and to attract more trading partners as well. The trade balance was indicated positive. Export trade was USD 304 billion. Import trade was USD 302 billion. Trade balance was negative until 2017.
Assalamualaikum and good day to our respected lecturer. My name is Siti Nur Intan binti Muhammad and I will present about the France export-import management activities. As for my part, I will present about the import activity in France. In France, their main import partner share are Germany, China, Italy, Belgium, and Spain. And main goods there are mostly imported are mechanical, electronic, and computer equipment with 21%, transport equipment with 19%, and aeronautic goods with 11%. And the latest import in euro million for Germany is 54,100 euro million, and China is with 3,558 euro million, 2,731 euro million for Italy, and for Spain is 2,460 euro million. Next, I will explain about the documentation that are needed by France when they are doing an import activity. The document used for their import activities is the Single Administrative Document, which is known as SAD. Then, when the goods are arriving in the customs official, they are covered by the SAD, and the declaration will be filled by the party that are responsible for the entry of goods in customs. And to import the goods from foreign countries that are not from European Union, SAD also will be needed. Okay, so for the customs duties and import taxes, the goods that are imported within the European Union countries are free. When doing the import and export activities, sometimes there are value-added tax, which is known as VAT, that are needed to be paid. And in Germany, they usually have value-added tax with 19%, but France doesn't need to pay for the tax. France is part of EU, which is known as European Union, WTO, which is known as World Trade Organization, OECD, which is known as Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and NATO, which is known as North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and has involved in the international agreements that has been signed by these organizations' members. And next is there are different rules to import general goods to France. For example, like hazardous goods like weapons, explosive goods, or radioactive products, they are needed the import license. For the high technology products, France has to require the import permit along with the control for the final destination. They have to put the CE marks on products like medical devices, fuels, cableway installation, eco-related products, and medical devices.
Hi, my name is Tan Wan Yi. I'm going to talk about export activities in France. France is one of the Europe major importers and exporters, and also a major player in global trade. It is the eighth largest exporter of the commodity in the world. Trade accounts for more than 60% of country GDP, and according to the WTO data, the total value of France export commodities was about 500,000 million US dollar, while the total value of import commodities is 600 million US dollar. France is the second largest exporter of service and agriculture products in the world. It is famous for the cheese, wine, wheat, and is the world's leading supplier of quality agriculture products in these regions. When France exports goods, it sells to the foreign market, to the consumer, business, or government. These exports bring funds into the country, thereby increase the gross domestic products of the exporting of France. The following chart is the export of the goods and services of France in 10 years. From the following chart, it shows that the decline happened in only some of the years. It indicates that export might not contribute GDP in those years, yet increase happened in the rest of the years from 2008 to 2018. Next, the following export product categories are the highest dollars of France's global shipment in 2019. It shows that the percentage of each export category in France and overall exports. First one, aircraft and spacecraft is 53.5 billion, vehicle 52.8 billion, electrical machinery equipment 43.4 billion, pharmaceutical 35.5 billion, plastic articles 20.9 billion, perfume cosmetics 20.1 billion, beverage spirits vinegar 19.3 billion, optical technical medical apparatus 17.6 billion, and the last one, mineral fuel including oil is 15.5 billion. Next, there are several important things to export in France. First of all business must be registered with the Chambre de Commerce (RCS) to participate in the import and export in France. For any import-export in the country, URI number must be provided. URI refers to operator registration and identifications. Since France belongs to the European Union, it has adopted some common trade policy to import and export most of the product. When import and export in Europe, separate rules and procedures are applied to the specific products, called the Integrated Tariffs of the European Communities (tariff). The Directorate General of Customs and Indirect Taxes, commonly called as douanes, are the French law enforcement agency responsibility of collecting indirect taxes, monitor the border for conflict currency, and preventing some smuggling. Trader and agent can use SAD to assist in the declaration of import and export and the declaration for manual processing. The automatic transmission online custom clearance platform Delta can be accessed from the portal. Pronouns. The efficiency of custom clearance depends on the availability of valid document and the accuracy of the information and the timeliness of submitting the documents. Generally, the export process can be divided into 3 stages in all countries, which is a one-time registration procedure to obtain the export license, export required documents, and the export custom clearance procedures. That is all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Susin. Well, the entry number is 171240366. In here, I would like to present about the problem and challenge that we're facing by France country. So, the first problem that we're facing by France country when they decided to involve with the activity export and import is the document problems. Well, the importer need to declare the goods by present a finished single administrative document such as SAD form to France country. The SAD form can be used by the trader and the agents to declare the export, import, transit, and community status. The document problems such as lack of information, inaccurate documents, and the document missing. Well, the document missing will occur since it will involve with many parties, while some carefulness will occur such as the parties will given inaccurate document to the incorrect parties. Inaccurate information for a product is defined as a parties that will provide insufficient information in the product, such as name of exporter, importer, detailed information for the goods and the others. When they provide the inaccurate information, it will lead to the customer will not given the permissions for the party to export or import the good to the country, to the France country. It will also cause they miss the shipments. They will also have the fines to the business and the others problem will occur. The second problem they're facing by France is weak shipment, meaning that they need to using much time for deliver the goods when they're using the wrong material for transportations. The example for transportation such as the sea, road, rail, and air. So, the weak shipment for the France is from automotive, shipbuilding, aeronautical, and the service sectors. It will hurt the exports. While the import for the country are more dynamic than exports, since the import product was cheaper than the product that making in the France. So, local customer will purchase the import product. Challenge facing by France country is the resident was beginning strict, in which it will delay the process for import and export. The strict will occur since the president was reformed their new pensions plan. Well, it will impact the maternity import and overland transportation networks that around the country, in which there was implement contingency plan for the purpose to reroute the France port cargo to the others nearby ports. The ports was important for the country since the port were always facing some issue, where it will influence the process to receive or deliver their goods to the foreign country, in which when they taking much time, it will occur the customer dissatisfactions toward the procedure and they will reduce their demand for the goods. There was a problem we're facing by port is the cost of port transit, the bureaucracy procedure, and poor productivity of port communities. Next, I will present about the problem they're facing by France countries such as exchange rate. Exchange rate will always change time by time. Well, the main trade partner with the France country is United States, Europe, and China. So when they make the payment for their export, so they need to convert their local currency to the foreign currency, in which they should according to the exchange rate in that time. So when the foreign currency is depreciations, they need to using much money to make the payment because they purchase the product for the other countries. So it will, when the foreign currency was depreciations, them to decrease their purchase. So this is the example for United States and the France exchange rate. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Julie Wei with metric number 17124017 and 7. So now I will continue explain about the problem and challenge that might face in French. So first, the diversity of language. As an international trader, we have to understand the opponent country's background, custom, thought, belief, and the business culture as well. This is because if we broke the rules of the countries, then the business between each other may be influenced. So for the official language of France is known as French, and Paris is the capital city in France. So for those who wish to invest the business in France, Paris will be the great decision. Next, the body language. The body language will be the next challenge for the trader who wish to invest in France. So we have to understand the business acting in each country wants to avoid the misunderstanding from happen. For example, the signs of OK in Malaysia consider perfect and also agree. However, it denotes the meaning of useless and zero in French. So this can prove again by the act of the kissing cheek, as it considered as a form of greeting in France. However, it did not unrespectful towards the Malaysian, especially female. For order, a good posture and eye contact is very vital in France business. Next, they have also some restriction that is advisable when communicate with the French during meeting. So avoid political topic and personal matter during meeting is obviously vital as it denotes the meaning of fruit. So this is because French are considered patriotic and being proud of their countries. Next, the tariff barriers. The French government has imposed the high tariff and non-tariff barriers in order to restrain the import and export activity. For instance, the newspaper reimbursable medicines will be taxed by the 2.1% of value-added tax. However, 5.5% of value-added tax will be taxed towards the daily essential goods, service, and also the entertainment. Besides, the 10% of value-added tax will be focused on the fast food outlets, restaurant, and maritime transport, farming industry, and also the forestry industry. So it is quite burdensome as the individual have to pay the extra tax for the product they wish to purchase and consume. So next for the non-tariff barrier. So as we can see, the textile product from China, North Korea, and Uzbekistan will be subjected to a certain formalities and the import license and also the control procedures such as the export and monitoring documents, while the groups and seat aircraft must be declared and certified by the GNIS, which is the National Interprofessional Organizations. Further, for product weighing less than 1000 kg and the European thousands, verbal affirmation on custom and recognition of procurement is needed. Hence, we should specify the barriers in each country effectively and well and even clearly. This is because each country rules is absolutely vital. So follow the custom rules and regulation is vital so that the import and export activity can conduct effectively in future. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Azifati Fikri. I'm going to present about solutions. As been presented before, there is a few problems faced by French in order to do their export and import. First is inaccurate document or lacks of information in the document. So as we know, French use a different language than English. So there are some barriers in language in order for them to communicate with the other people from the other country. As we know, their national language is French. So everything in the document is using the French language. So when they're going to translate it to English, there are going to be some misinterpretation of data, miscommunication, and to overcome this, the authority to manage this document need to be trained in the handling of foreign language document and also the languages. So this is going to help them to translate easily the document and also to make the negotiation between the French and other countries easily. Next is for custom problem. So as you know, to penetrate another country, we need to go through custom. So how to overcome this problem? It is easy. First is to understand the import and export business activities carried out by the other countries. So as we know, there are some countries that disallow something and allowing something. For example, there are countries which is allowed import and export of weeds, which is a drugs, and others countries disallow them and or banning them from import and export. So we need to understand what are the things that the custom allowing and what are the things that the custom ban. So and next is bill of entry. So the French itself need to understand what is the bill of entry requirement need from the other countries. And next is the uses of electronic data interchange EDI procedure system. As we know before, some countries still use historic method, which is using paper document, which is leading to missing some of the document. But by using this EDI procedure system, it does not submit document as such for assessment, but submit declaration in electronic format containing all the relevant information to the service center, and all of the calculation are performed by the system itself, and the system also provides the useful information for the calculation of the task. From this, we can keep all the document virtually and avoid them from going to be missing. So that's all for me. Thank you.
So in conclusion, each of the nations have been involved in the export and import activities. Phenomenon of the globalization is happening every day, selling to and buying from other countries. Documentations are prepared to ease the process of international trade. The single administrative document SAD is used to import goods from overseas such as European, tariffs such as value-added tax VAT needs to be paid for imports from France except Germany. Different transportation modes such as air freight, motor carriers, rail and water transportation would affect the efficiency of the work. Choosing a good mode would save time and reduce the damage to the goods. Some goods cannot be stored for long periods such as food and meat. France should consider a different mode for different products and quantity. Different regions may require different modes of transportation. Maritime ports are important for France to load and unload the containers of the goods. There are always risks when doing international trade, especially the exchange rate and trade period. To impose tariffs is not easy as it will affect the income of the country. It also helps to protect the local industries at the same time. Documents are needed to comply with rules set by the authority. So, France has been more than 20 trading partners, namely the US, China, Belgium, Germany, Italy, Spain, and Switzerland in export and import activities. Export and import with other countries may be a complicated task, so France should enforce the regulations to reduce the import and increase the export to solve the negative trade balance. It will also affect the economic growth of the nation as well. That's all for my part and also for our presentation. Thank you.